Hey, it's Cheris, and I am 40 days to 50. Today is my journal entry number 16, and I am in a conversation around risk. I've talked about some of the things that I need to do leading up to the birthday, which have absolutely nothing to do with the birthday per se. And this conversation about my eligibility changing for certain products, such as like insurance, long-term care insurance, various financial products, your eligibility changes at 50. So there's some decisions that I'm trying to make now where I'm like evaluating, what I have and what new strategies I might need and what gaps there might be in the coverages that I have and or think would be good. And so this conversation of risk it's just very palpable in terms of thinking about like, do I need to plan, which is like a conservative approach to risk is to make a plan that this is going to happen and I've invested to plan for that, as opposed to not making the plan and just sort of, risk it all. Okay. So that's like what I'm in terms of like some financial choices that I need to make some decisions about. And I was came close to some decisions on that today. But it really just kind of stokes other conversations for me on like, when I think about retirement and long-term planning and long-term care, I think about like what lifestyle do I have now and how is the budget that I'm living with now going to be affected? How realistically am I saving and preparing for this lifestyle to be maintained? And every time I talk about these trips and book another trip, I recognize that I'm risking it all, So, alt income becomes like part of the conversation too. And so one of the things that I have a pretty healthy risk, appetite for is crypto. So Travis and I have been talking about it a little bit because there's some new players in the game and things are changing. So he's kind of getting excited about it in a way. So we're like, oh, if you check this, da-da-da. So like now I have like a partner in it, I feel like, because it's a little lonely to just sort of read the articles, try to decide. Most of the people that I talk to are averse to crypto. They're just like, and I get it. It's a speculative market, which so is the stock market, and so I get it. I'm certainly not advocating for anybody to get involved because, I'm not, no, you can't borrow none of my money. So you better figure out how to save yours. I totally agree with that. I'm joking. What I want to say about it though is I'm in, and so like now that like Bitcoin's $100,000, the market is just like moving in a certain way. And it's like, if you waited for the Bitcoin to be worth 100, people are saying it's going to be 150 in the coming year, your reward is going to be lower than if you got in when the coin was $3,000. That's just like math, right? And so I'm thinking about that in terms of other things and other decisions and not wanting to give up. I don't necessarily have to be aggressive, but it is like when I was in my 20s, you could be aggressive because you had time. And even though I may not think I have time in the same way that I had in my 20s, now I'm still just like, okay, well, you don't have any reason not to risk it all. Because and I'm being a little flippant just for the point of the conversation, but I am having this discussion in certain spaces. And I think ultimately I land in a very calculated risk approach. And that keeps me in the crypto market. That keeps me, this is kind of funny because I was talking about risk and thinking about risk, and another example of how this plays out at 49, approaching 50, is Abby has a party a couple of weeks ago. Abby is one of the angels. Abby turned 8. She rolled into 8 looking great. And so we had a roller skate party. And I did roller skate at the World on Wheels a long, many, many moons ago. Shout out, Ramika actually worked there. And so we could get in free. And so we spent, that's story time for another day, but World on Wheels. And anyway, I'm saying that only to say that I do know how to skate. It's been a moon, but I do know how to skate. At the same time, at 49, I get in that rink and I'm like, I don't know if this is worth, like, I have other things to do than be laid up with a broken leg or, whatever. So I don't necessarily want to get out here and fall on the bottom, for the 8-year-old's birthday party. But I got out there and they actually had, this is why I was thinking about the calculated risk, because they had basically a trainer that looked like a walker. Like, it looks exactly like a walker, but had wheels on it. So you could go out and like, I did a lap, maybe 2 with the trainer, where you could get away from the wall and kind of test your sea legs a little bit and then put the trainer up and like, do some laps. And I felt good after a while, but it was like this weighing of the, like, at 49, should you be on roller skates? And the answer might be no, but I'm really glad I did it. And I hope I continue to like take other risks in the right, best healthy way. So anyway, that's journal entry number 16. Risk is what I'm thinking about, and how to play the odds, and when do I need to go for it, and when do I need to like pull back and sort of protect what I already have. It's like this, we talked a lot about this bird in the hand versus the birds in the bush, and I'm usually a bird in the bush girl. But now that I got a bird in my hand, I'm like, I don't know, I probably should keep the bird in my hand. This is selenite in my hand, in fact. I'm sitting here because I actually did want to share that on the dig the other day, you may or may not have seen some video of me playing in the dirt, and I had dirt rocks in my hand, and I have washed some of those dirt rocks off, and now I have a handful of quartz crystal, and I actually have a ton of them, but this is just some of the clearer quartzy ones that have points, so these are some of the nicer ones. This is probably the Piece de Resistance. It may not come through clearly on the camera, but it's very, very clear, and it has not even been acid washed. It's just been like the dirt's rinsed off it, and it's just beautiful. And then it has the cluster of like a couple little pieces on the side of it too. It's intact, still on some of the stone substrate. So really, really pretty. That's what I like. And I have some big hunks of this stuff too, which are less clear. But you see that one has like a little baby on the side of it too, and then some like hunks. Still have rust and mud and stuff in them, but yeah, these are fun. So anyway, that's what I got. Journal entry number 16, 40 days to 50.